Gurren Laggan episode 12 recap. So we start off on the beach, and everyone's concerned that they won't get any beach time, but then Leron says that it needs to make their boat ship watertight. Because that hasn't been done for some reason on something that looks exactly like a boat. Anyways. So while they're doing that, some of the younger folk, the Black Sisters, Yoko, Mia, and a bunch of the gunman pilots get to go out and do a bunch of beach things, and it turns out that Yoko's really bad at all of those when you compare her to a literal princess. And then it seems like there's a strain on their relationship, and how will these two girls ever right their wrongs and their differences between one another, and will they understand what's an accident and what isn't a slight? And I gotta say, this episode does really well on its Bechdel test, but we'll save that for things that you like, because surprise, as soon as they get into the water, there's a surprise attack by Adine that has been going on in the background of the last, 2 episodes, so it's, I guess, irony. It's an irony attack, because we knew it was happening, but the crew didn't. And yeah, they get shot in the balls, then they get saved by Simone, who puts it up Leron's ass, and wins the fight to save the day. The good guys win, the bad guys lose, and Adine dies. What did you like?
All with Yoko getting the crack shot. Perfect.
Yeah, and
there
is
shoulder.
Yeah, we do find out that the girls don't hate each other, which is nice. I like that.
It was pretty good. Episode 12. Yoko, will you do me a favor? I liked a lot of episode 12. The first half of it's goofy, a little bit of
It's
fan
really
service.
fun. You get to not be thinking about Kamina for a whole half an episode.
I know, right? And just seeing them having some fun, doing some just off time things, getting that in between time.
Yeah.
And not worrying about the world, and then about halfway through the episode, that shift where it goes back to okay, welcome back to reality, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the setup for that, and
with the dolphin guided missiles.
The dolphin guided missiles. They got bubbles coming out of their butt.
Yeah.
Run. Nah, but yeah, dolphins are beastmen too, we guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to say you wouldn't have aquatic men if you have aquatic style gunmen.
Well, yeah, and he made the animals too, so
yeah.
Again,
We get to see a lot of normal animals in this episode. There's no grape hippos. That's just flying minnows and then birds that have hairy wings.
Yep, a couple interesting animals.
Yeah,
and
they just look neat.
A wad of different goofy looking fish.
Yeah, the fish with the human faces are a little odd.
A little bit. He had issues with fish. He wasn't too good with fish.
Yeah. Well, the flying minnows came out really well.
Yeah, and they had little sticks, and they're hop along the water.
Uh-huh.
That was tight. I say, then it comes back to reality, and you get to kind of see Simone's first test back as pilot.
Yeah.
And again, get into
After a dick joke.
After a dick joke.
Yeah, it's smack back to reality, and then 2 seconds later they make a dick joke.
Yeah, just
It's pretty
it was tasteful.
It's haha, welcome to the real world, but also the real world of Gurren Laggan. Don't worry too hard, kid.
Yeah. A little bit. No, I say it was just.
Yeah. Why would Keaton think that they had aquatic versions of their gunmen at this point? They just got their boat to be a boat. Why would the things that look like humans be boats at this point?
Hey man, he didn't know. He was we'll give it a shot. Oh,
yeah,
snap.
it's brave. I mean, Simone does the same thing. He doesn't know if the regenerative properties will actually waterproof him. So, I guess good on Keaton. Yo, Speedo's good on Keaton too. Talk about things that you like. There's fan service for everyone in this episode. Unless you're into Leron, he stays clothed. He puts his gloves back on. That's the clothing that I like. AJ was wrong. He gets his gloves back.
He does get the gloves back. And there was a bunch of those things all over the ship. I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's constantly on the repair, keeping it up. The water fight was just cool. Seeing Adine being able to move in water and just they were on it. They were winning. They were winning hardcore. Clip the feet.
Yeah.
Take the little flippers off. Like I say, it's.
I like unicorns too, man.
I know the goofiness combination of like again like it being real and anime-esque, but like still having cartoon aspects.
Oh yeah, and a drill as a propulsion system through the water is really neat. I like that.
Yeah, just auger in it, like pretty tight.
But he does turn into a unicorn, and it's impossible not to see it.
Oh yeah. No man, that couldn't be a unicorn.
Especially when the arm
anyone.
ones shrink down and the head one like pops out at first, and it's like a narwhal horn, so it looks exactly like a unicorn man.
I say, and I also like in this episode that you get to see the little bond between Simone and Nia even more, where she says, you know, she believes in him, and you guys just like chill.
Well, and it's the first time that she calls him my Simo.
Well, no, she did that in the last episode with Guam. She said the same thing to him.
Oh.
Her Simone would come for her, and then here he was.
Okay.
Like, Gramps had to delay it a little bit. We kind of ran off on Gramps on that
Yeah,
one, I
fuck
think.
Gramps, man.
Who comes back again in this episode.
I never realized how much plot armor is in this show.
Dude, the princess gets Bowsered, and then Yoko has to save the day with the rifle. Pretty tight little scene. I liked it.
Yeah, shooting through her hair is really cool.
Yep, and just showing the trust and closing the eyes and just that little bit of movement and seeing her head tilt the one way and then and then yeah, Gramps. Ninja.
He was a bird, and then he wasn't a bird. And in that in-between time, he saved Nia.
Bro,
and then gave the creepiest smile of the show.
He just jumped good.
Well, maybe not of the show, but of the episode, and Adine's in this episode, so it's still saying a lot because she gives creepy smiles out of her pussy. I almost said twat, but I'm trying to keep this PG.
Man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what? Sir, I think you go that one back asswards.
Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah, I noticed. Like, we're done after this. No more tonight.
Yeah, this will definitely be the last episode I record today.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I do like Mia's hair at the end of it. It's a good costume change. Yeah. And it's a good reason to have a costume change this early.
Yeah, literally. Like I say, it's meaningful the rest of the show. You realize it, and you see that the bond between, like, all parties is strong. You know, they really do care and want to take care of each other. And at the same point, they still got that reckless abandon, like, oh, you're not gonna fire at this angle. If you miss, you'll blow yourselves up. You're not that reckless.
Yes,
yeah,
we are.
But we're gonna hit you. Boom! Blasted him, and then again, viral. Just hey, what's I survived again. Cool, like
yeah,
like foreshadowing there a little bit. Nah, couldn't be.
Yeah, Viral gets some good plot armor in this episode too, I guess.
And then that just beautiful scene of them riding the wave afterwards, you know.
Yeah, it does look pretty nice.
Yeah, I like that. That's just tight.
Alright, well, what did you not like? You said you had something for this episode.
I don't know, like, the first half of this episode is just it's goofy and
it wants you to not think about Kamina for a whole half an episode.
Well, yeah, it definitely does that.
Like, they don't even show you Gurren Laggan in that first half of the episode. You see other gunmen, and you don't see Gurren Laggan.
Yeah. Like I say, it's just a neat change up in seeing them in, like, everyday lives and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a great day in the life episode.
Yeah.
But this anime doesn't exactly benefit from its day in the life episodes very much. Like, you get a minimal amount of character development, but that character development is generally used like very superficially. Like in this episode, like they generate the tension between Yoko and Nia kind of poorly, but then they do resolve it really well.
Oh yeah.
And like the growth is the important bit, but like they try to earn it too much. Like they could just have the sniper bit and not worry about Yoko being worse than Mia at everything.
Well, and like I like that little bits to it. It's just
I like some of them. I like the whole beating her at a sporting event. I think that's important because it shows that she's not just mentally strong. She can kick your ass if she really wanted to, but she doesn't view you as a pissing off person.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of little things in the first episode I really like. It's kind of like the when the boys go over pervy about it and Yoko like blast all of them.
Yeah.
And then they want to give her flack about like not showing skin in the 9 yards, and then like.
Yeah, I made the comment about when they were like, oh, we're gonna go swimming in swimsuits. That means, and they all turned to Yoko, and I looked at AJ. I was like, she's already in a swimsuit. What does she do? Just take off her scarf?
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's just overdone to such a dumb degree. Like,
I do like her swimwear though.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's tasteful. It's something different. The 9 yards.
And then of course you get the pussy shot as soon as the wind kicks up, and so you get the hair and the skirt blowing in the wind. It's all skimpy.
All the fan service stuff.
I do notice all the fan service stuff. I like fan service, man.
Yeah.
I like it when people
right.
don't mind being horny on main for like a little bit, and then get back into what they want to do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This fight scene has a dick joke and an anal sex joke. What else do you expect in the downtime? It's a bunch of horny teenagers, a couple of adult men, and Leron.
Yeah. Like I say, and that's like, and I always tiered this as more of an adult anime. And not
yes. Yeah. No, there's parts in this that I said, like, there's no way this is in Crunchyroll.
Nope.
Yeah, we saw more flashback of the depressive arc on Crunchyroll, I bet.
Yeah, I'd be curious to go on Crunchyroll and see what this episode is like, just for shits and giggles.
Dude, Crunchyroll is like the easiest sponsor to this show, and we have shat all over them for like 3 or 4 episodes of this podcast.
But thank you, Crunchyroll, for getting people started, and thank you for those who chose to go and find like the original show and laugh your asses off and enjoy it as it should be.
Yeah, man. Thanks for not fucking up the shows that are coming out currently. Hopefully. Doesn't seem like you are.
You won't know until you know.
Well, there's choreographed rape scenes in Goblin Slayer that came out 2 years ago. So.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, no. Episode 1 of Goblin Slayer. That's not even spoiler talk. No, you should know that in episode 1 of Goblin Slayer, there's a really hardcore rape scene.
Well, yeah, like, we watched episode 1, but, like, was that the unedited episode 1, or was that the...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it, the thing. Like, it doesn't have the backstory in the manga that I won't get into, which is actually spoilers for a manga that I haven't read. Yeah, so I don't feel comfortable talking about that, because I'll likely get it wrong and ruin a cool story plot for somebody. If anyone listens to this, which my likely viewer numbers indicate they won't.
Bolshnikis, if you post it, they will come, sir.
Yeah. That's what everybody keeps telling me. No, is there anything else you didn't like other than the first bit of this episode?
Not really. Like I say, like, I liked it. The jokes were tasteful. Like, it had a good episode flow to it.
Alright, well then let's get into spoilers! This is the One Punch Man episode. If you've seen One Punch Man before, they steal both of their finales from like the same 2 minutes of this fight.
Pretty sure this came out first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. One Punch Man stole their finales. Like, their finales are ripped straight from this fight scene.
You can see it that way if you want.
I do, which from the perspective of a fan of One Punch Man, if that is what they did, I'm absolutely cool with it.
Oh yeah, all day long.
But like the whole clouds parting from the explosion is the clouds parting from his serious punch in season 1, and then the dude flying into the mouth of the giant purple centipede that's flying around is what happens in like the final or second to last episode of season 2 of One Punch Man. And those two things happen within like 60 seconds of each other in one fight in this show. So if you really like One Punch Man, you will love Gurren Laggan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you think like those feats of strength are really, really neat, like you haven't seen shit. And like I'm pretty sure you haven't seen shit within the context of One Punch Man, because that show's about to go crazy if it gets to seasons like 5 and 6. I think they're like working on 3 right now. But like if One Punch Man gets to like season 10, they're gonna do some crazy bullshit in that show. I know they will. Either that or it'll get really mundane and boring, and I'll love it for how mundane and boring it is. Because it'll just make you feel like Saitama. Or a WoW player, I'm not sure. Alright, so any spoilers relating to Gurren Laggan?
Just a couple. Like,
okay.
you get to see the dolls a little closer up in this episode and see that, like, they human, but like
They have snail
not.
shell helmets.
Yeah, well,
I know, they're just like spiral hats.
well, they could be spiral hats, but you also saw how all their eyes were glazed over in the 9 yards, and like, I don't know, they might actually be trained that way to keep that monotonous, because he does turn them into dolls at one point when they get there. Like, say if he detests human awareness, maybe he even like wipes their mind or something, you know?
Okay.
Let me say, just something I noticed with the dolls.
What is this a spoiler for?
Oh, I don't know, bro. You want to conspiracy time? No, I'm done.
All right, so how does Gramps go from being a bird to not being a bird?
He just jumped good, bro.
He jumped good. Was he riding one of the birds, or was he like hopping from bird
to bird, obviously.
Oh, okay, just like keeping with the flock.
Using his monk-like
At
chi
all
to walk
times.
across water, but birds
Right.
instead. He's just a level 9 monk, maybe a 12. He ain't that great.
He's Batman.
Yeah.
Or Deadpool. No, he's Deadpool. He can break the fourth wall.
Take this, fourth wall.
But no, I do want to relate this to another anime because this episode is rife with those. The second splash art at the midpoint looks like something out of Kill la Kill because it's Adine and like this black and navy or red and navy lingerie with like the one eye being covered. It is very Kill la Kill. It looks really good.
Yeah. Well, and there is something a little bit in the spoiler-wise, because, like, you know there are 4 generals, and at this point you've seen one that walks along the land, you've seen one that goes underwater, so it kind of predicts, like, you know, there's probably one that flies up in the sky.
Yeah.
You know, they say there's that, and then Guam would be the one that protects home, which is
I guess.
Teflon. They say there's that little bit you can see.
Yeah. Well, should we get to closing thoughts?
Oh yeah.
Anything you thought about that you liked? Anything you thought about that you didn't like?
Well, like I thought.
Big takeaways?
I said I like that you see like growth in a lot of different people in this episode, growth in the team, and you know, willingness to go different directions, even though they didn't know it was gonna work. Like jumping in the water, like, hey, let's get out there and fight. Oh, we can't get out there and fight. Well, you know, guess we're going with this option. You know. But the faith in others and just the faith in yourself. You know, like when everyone else was losing faith, Nia never lost faith in Simone. He never lost faith in himself and found his way out of the situation. Won.
Right.
Move forward.
Yeah. No, it's good writing in this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it thoroughly.
Do you have a big takeaway?
Big takeaway?
Don't talk out of your vagina unless you're gonna say nice stuff.
Yeah.
Because no one likes a sourpuss. Boom! Fuck yes! Fuck yes! That was amazing. I'm so tired. I am so tired. That is the only explanation for what just happened. I think I just got possessed by a demon or something.
Oh yeah, you went that deep with it? I was gonna go somewhere with guns pointed at you, but no.
Yeah, no. What's your big takeaway? Let's not have a twat joke as the final words.
My big takeaway was like, you know, have faith in your friends, have faith in your team, have faith in yourself, like always.
Yeah, I like that. I like that than trying way too hard. All right, I'm gonna go jerk off.